my god, the part time for this is insanity. Oh my god, this black gem. Anyway, so tell me about the racism that was over in this town.
So, when you live in Virginia, you're gonna run into a lot of racism, and racist things. And that happened to us today when we went to one of the two antique places.
So demoralizing. This is so bad! Anyway.
Well, I'm not the one who's a marble. And so we go into this room and we think, oh, it's a bunch of knickknacks, right? But when you look at it, there is a dude named John Barrymore and Drew Barrymore. And they are minstrel showing, which is bad in case anyone did not know. And then to the left was a caricature of a black woman. And that was not great. It was like, what was it saying? It was like,
It was saying, wipe your feet, honey child.
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
And the most... And you could tell it was like a racist thing because of the way a lot of in the South, when they painted or did stuff of black people, it was, the big red lips and the big wide eyes was like the white thing in it, and so you could tell it was racist. And then there's another thing of a minstrel show.
I believe the caricature is called Mammy or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why the pancakes, they had to change it.
Yeah.
So and then you see another minstrel show thing. And then to make it even more offensive, they had black artists in there. Like Diana Ross, they had, Malcolm X, they had black artists in there next to the minstrel show stuff. And I was kind of like, what the fuck is going on here? So, and I should have known because I saw a Confederate flag for sale. And also, this place is not very surprising. It's not very... inhabited.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't have been surprised, but I was, and I should have got the heads up when I saw that Confederate flag in the same room as a lap, what's it called? A lap, harping thingy, musical instrument, a land harp, a lap harp, that's what it's called.
Oh my god, and it was so out of tune.
It was so out of tune. I tried to play it, but it was so out of tune. It was in the same room, and I should have known, and then I saw the minstrel shows, and I was like, this is bad. And they have a shaved brush with a minstrel show caricature of a black person, and I'm kind of like, what the frick is going on here? But,
yeah.
And it was just weird. It was such a weird... I don't know, it was such a weird time.
It was to the side.
It was just weird. It was a weird thing. I didn't know what was going on. Which I thought was that.
Yeah.
That was a very interesting experience, and I was like, some of my ancestors are not happy right now. Okay.
Yeah.
That was a surreal experience. But we also found these really cool, record players before we saw that, so it kind of downed the mood there for a sec. Because I was like, wow, sometimes you forget Virginia. With the areas we go in that are more liberal and progressive, You forget Virginia was Virginia.
You know, I gotta say, I really just do not like finding these gems and these gem levels. But yeah, no, you're right, yes. You go to these places and it reminds you that Virginia is still, you know, it's inhabited by, I don't know. It was inhabited by a lot of racism, of a pretty malignant sort. Because, I mean, it had to have been, because we've had slave revolts, and then the slave revolts led to, because I was told anyway, that the slave revolts led to masters being worse on their slaves, like whipping, and the other thing you told me that I thought was flogging, and you're like, no, flogging is this.
Yeah.
But it's so interesting. Because then you hear that these towns that are just so quiet and up in the northern neck are towns that supposedly, you know, get up to some huff, and you're like, oh, no fooling. So it's almost about as spooky as that one neighborhood we've delivered to.
Oh yeah.
Oh!
It's just one of those things where it's like, you know, and we have a very diverse friend group and stuff. But sometimes, you know, with our friend group and where we go that are friendly to, you know, people of color, you go to then these areas of Virginia and you're like, oh, actually, it's not as progressive, you know, as we thought. Like, there's a bit of discrepancy in that. And that only, I think, proves to, I believe, want to make the state better. But it's one of those things where you have to then elect people to do. Sorry, I bet what a bit on a tirade, but you know, it reminds me of it reminded me of that and the discussion to have it, which I think is really interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh god, it's this level.
I also saw a lot of old-timey, like, 1920s phones that were really cool.
Yeah! Oh my god, yes. So I am a big fan of rotary phones, and I guess you are too, so we really had our fill.
I like the old-timey 1920s. You like the weird, modern rotaries.
I literally like the one where you rotate the numbers around. Like your fucking Jimmy Stewart. Like,
yeah, but that's modern-y.
Yeah.
You like the modern-y one.
How the hell? Dude, the only ones before that were the ones fucking made by Alexander Graham Bell himself.
The 1920s ones.
What are you talking about?
The 1920 rotary phones.
I love the 1920 rotary phones.
Yes, but you also like the weird modern... I'm gonna have to call you back.
If you get any older into what I'm talking about, you go back to fucking like solo cups and strings. You ever done that as a kid? The red solo cups, and then you cut a hole in the bottom, put a string in them, like.
I think so.
Yeah. Oh, am I missing? No, wait. Checkpoint.
This game is so weird, because they're like, warning if you have seizure or photosensitivity. And it's like, I don't have it that badly, but you're about to give it to me. God damn.
Yeah, I am, baby girl.
Stop. Oh, someone's yelling at us named Old Arthur.
Ooh.
Old Arthur, yeah.
Oh god, that one fell real fast. Ah! See?
Oh my god, I guess
hold up. Do I need to be... Yeah, I think I might need to be over here. Oh, okay, here we go. I love gem collection levels. They're so fun.
Okay, I can't... Do you want to eat my ravioli? Do you want to have a ravioli?
Oh, God.
Eat a ravioli. Do a ravioli for you.
Take me inside you. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Alright, last gem. God, it's so nervous. I am on Cinnamon Toast Crunch thing.
Oh my god.
MVP! Baby Big.
Oh
Feet.
my god.
With a PH.
Do you want to eat a ravioli?
Oh, good.
for you.
I swear that sounds like a song.